Hello and welcome to this first Trouthorn Flies instructional fly tying video. Today we will be tying Lance Egan's popular Rainbow Warrior pattern in a slight variation that I like to fish. Here is a pattern that I tied recently with a black nickel bead, but you can also tie it with a gold bead. And it's really up to you. I like to have a couple. I like to have both options in my box, so that I can decide based on how finicky the fish are. Black is really great for tough pressured trout. So we start with a Hen's 510 VL size 16 shrimp hook in the vise, and this is a nice barbless black nickel hook, and I use a trout line fly tying colored tungsten bead on this. Trout Line is an exceptional company that sells very reasonable tungsten beads. If you want to check out their website, you can find them at troutline.ro, as they're based in Romania. Now, just to jam that bead in and to add just a tiny bit of weight, I like to have a little bit of lead-free wire. I put 5 wraps there. You could do 4 as well. Just depends on how much you want. And I'm going to use red 6/0 uni thread. Now, you can use a lighter thread if you'd like, and that will make the tying process much easier. But if you are economical with thread wraps, you'll be completely fine using this heavier thread. Now, the next step, and the first point which I differ from Mr. Egan, is my use of Cocktail. I just use Cocktail because it is very durable and will put up with more abuse than a pheasant tail fiber. Now, to get this on, I just like a pinch wrap. Bring the thread up, pinch it between your fingers, bring it down and up again, and then pull up and release, and you'll get those Cocktail fibers perfectly on top of the shank. So there's that. You don't want to make your tail too long, but decent length. And then the next step is to get a little bit of Crystal Flash and Pearl. And the reason that I like to use Crystal Flash and Pearl instead of a tinsel or even a Flashabou pearl is that I feel I get a nice bluish tinge to that body when I use this that I haven't found in those other materials I just mentioned. So you can tie that in, be pretty economical with thread wraps once again, and then you can snip that Cocktail off whenever you feel like it. You can do it now. Just reach in with the tips of the scissors, snip it off close, and finish with your thread right behind the wraps of lead-free wire. Now, I want to just wrap this right up the shank, covering all the red thread. And I like red thread especially because it helped a lot with the tinge that you get out of this body. So touching wraps up the shank, overlapping wraps, also good if you like a bit of extra Crystal Flash on there. Make a couple wraps behind the bead. Once you've done those, you can tie it off. Now I like to tie it off right on top of the shank, and don't cut it off because you will be using it later on. So once you've done that, you can just hold that excess Crystal Flash down with a hair clip onto your vise. That'll keep it out of your way. And the next material is pink Antron dubbing, shrimp pink to be precise. And I like quite a bulbous thorax for this pattern. It gives a nice look to the fly, just as if the insect is just emerging. Because as insects emerge, they will often have their thorax swell up a bit, become gas bubbles in there, and that will mean that trout might key into something a little bit different than what you might normally fish. Although I wouldn't say that this is an imitated pattern, it's more of an attractor nymph that I use in a multi-fly Euro Nymph setup. Just make sure that it's well secured to the thread. Tie in your nice little thorax there. Once you got that on, it doesn't have to be perfect either. You can just make that thorax pretty quickly. Get your crystal flash out from the hair clip. A couple wraps over it. Snip it off. Grab your whip finish tool. Make a 3-turn whip finish on it. And that's the fly. Perfect for getting a rig full of tiny size 20 midges and whatnot down to the trout when you need a great attractor pattern.